Welcome back to another Nasdaq review where I'll be reviewing my morning post, and I'll show you actually how this morning played out exactly to a T of what I call on the weak side of things. Obviously, we weren't strong, but we were weak, and so I'll show you that. I'll go into some intraday analysis a little bit to show some setups, and then we'll look at some things for tomorrow as well. So first things first, I'm going to jump over to my new Discord community. So if you guys want to check it out, I am posting in here. You're welcome to join. So in the Discord description, in the description below, I'll have a link to the Discord. So feel free to check it out. NQ Ninja. Well, I'll be posting my pre-market setups in the morning. Throughout the day, I'll be adding different trade setups and so forth that we're looking at. We'll have the main chat. I'll talk about some psychology stuff because I think this is really important. And then we'll do some other fun stuff as well. So make sure you check that out. Pre-market setup. So this morning, I mentioned if we're going to create a lower second top, we did create this lower second top here. And then which was really creating this M structure, if you will, to the downside. So I was saying that we could potentially get down to this 2600 level. And there were several reasons for that, right? So one is this large wick that you see here on this candle. That's why I drew this line, saying that would actually fill it to there. So had a really good feeling that we could get that if we got some weakness, especially if we broke below this like 26,100, easy 100 points there to take. So that's what I kind of saw this morning. I said if we break down, we could see 26,000. We have a long bottom wick. I said weak, but wick that we need to fill. So that's something we need. That was something we need to do, right? So we did that. So let's look at the actual charts and I'll show you what we did. So we came down and we filled this completion of this cup, right? You see it? You might think, well, that's too easy to just think in that terms, but this plays out all the time. This is actually how we make money here. It's looking at structures, playing off the zones, and then understanding our candle structures and the EMAs and VWAP. That's all I use. I don't use anything else. No other indicators, nothing like that. So we did get this move to here, but then we got a continuation of this move down, right? And so what I did was I actually zoomed out to say, okay, well, what could we do? Where could we go from here, right? So I zoomed out here, and the next place was this line, right? This is a trend line. This is that daily trend line. I'm going to show you this that we had. So we're so weak. We actually broke below this daily trend line and just continued down. Now we bought back up later in the day. You can see we've actually this evening have gone down some more. So this is really just creating a lot of weakness. We're getting continuation here in the after hours. So that's kind of what we saw intraday. Now, what are some of the setups? How could we play what we saw this morning, right? So first things first is I want you to pay attention to the structure. Again, I drew it before. So here's the entry or the beginning. We come all the way back down. Here's the end, right? That's what I'd be looking for as our structure. And then what we got to do is look at the candle patterns, right? So what I can see is this starts to round. See how it's starting to round, right? We get up here, the 9, we're going in and out of the 9, right? In and out, in and out. We're building real high resistance up here in this supply zone. So we couldn't get above this supply zone at all. And if you pay attention, you'll notice that right here to here, we're making lower highs. We break down, we create this bear flag, which we build up, we break down, right? Build more liquidity, we move up, break down. So you just see what we're doing, right? We're starting to kind of make this structure to the downside. And so I saw that this morning. And so I did notice that we had some sort of demand that we were holding this morning around this level. But what I was looking at was, can we get above the VWAP, right? And I saw at 820 come up here, and we started to make these wicks right here. Now that open was around 930. I'm always very careful about open because open can go one way, shoot back the other, right? So you got to be very careful with that opening candle just because it's very volatile and it doesn't always follow the structure like the other candles do in the day. So we did break down and we got to this demand zone. See this demand zone? And we broke below that zone. Now, once we got here, I knew we were probably going to try to test this area. And sure enough, we did. So I actually took a play down to this level here. And I wanted to see what we did. Now, this is where on the 5-minute, I did see. So we came down here. You'll see that we actually created a bottom here. We pull up on the next candle. Then we break below that previous candle, which for me was a sign of potential weakness to the move down. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, now that we got this move, we're probably going to move down to at least this area, right? So about around this area. And that's exactly what we did. So take it down, 76. That goes all the way down, right? We get to 30-ish, 26.30. And that's actually where we ended, and we continued to move down from there, right, into this next zone that I talked about and I called out to 2600, just because, again, this is the M. You can see it right here, M, right? Might be a little bit hard to see it on this time frame, but if I zoom up to a higher time frame, you will see it. So here it is. Let's go for the hourly. All right, hourly really gives it to us well. So right here, 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 here. And what you need to notice is that we have a higher high, high, and then we have a lower high right here, meaning we can't get any higher. So you'll see this a lot where we create these trend lines that we are really looking to potentially break up or down. And this morning, I was thinking either way, we're either going to break up and really just try to break to the upside, or we're really going to break down if we get below this area right here. And that's exactly what we did. So beautiful morning this morning. Again, in the Discord, I'll be sharing some intraday stuff, some tips, and just some things I'm seeing during the day. I don't have enough time on these quick videos to really show everything, but if you join, there will be things on there. I promise it'll be worth it. So, all right. So that's that. That's some of the intraday. What can we kind of look at for tomorrow, right? So I'm going to zoom out and I want to show you kind of what we're doing, right? So we are back. It's like a magnet, this trend line. This is that daily trend line that we had. And it looks like what we're doing is we're trying to create this cup to potential handle. Now this will probably play out in the after hour if we do get it to the downside. So I'm wondering if we'll get that move here to the downside. Now what can we kind of be looking at for tomorrow? We had a lot of weakness today to the downside, and so we did have this initial pushback up that we had, and then looks like we're pushing back down. So my question would be, do we get continuation, right? If we look at, let's just say the 4 hour, I'm just looking at all the different levels here. So 4 hour, we do have this kind of supply area. What do I mean by that, right? What am I looking at? Right here was resistance. Right here's resistance. All of this is resistance. And look where we're at. We're at that level where we broke today, below that. So that's showing me weakness. This area right here is going to be demand right there. So I would expect us to maybe try to push this back down into this level, this 25,700 level potentially. That's a really good place to kind of see how we react. Do we bounce off of that and then move back up, or are we going to continue down? Now, I do see reasons to move down just because of this large wick right here. This does need a cover, so I'm wondering if we could try to move down and cover that up. But nevertheless, I will be posting in the morning on the Discord in the pre-market setups what I see for the morning. Typically, pre-market really gives us kind of a better understanding of what the day might look like. Obviously, after the first 30 minutes open, we really have a good idea. But so yeah, check that out. Again, feel free to join, and I hope to see you soon.